Sometime during the 1950s, two exceedingly strange creatures were apparently encountered in southern Brazil, near the coastal city of Pelotas. According to a South American journal that was published in 1976, Lucy Gerlach Real and her husband Luis de Rosario Real were strolling down a forested path one evening when they observed a pair of swift, moonlit silhouettes gracing the trail ahead of them. As the couple glanced up into the air, they discerned what they believed to be two enormous birds sailing over the tops of the trees. But by the time the animals landed just ahead of them, it was evident that the two figures were in fact taller than any bird, and eerily human-like. While Lucy and Luis watched in amazement, the beings stooped down, as if trying to remain hidden from sight. The unnerved couple had an uneasy feeling, as if they were now being stalked by the creatures. They swiftly departed the scene, although Luis later confessed that he had wanted to stay behind in order to determine the identity of the beings. Perhaps we shall never know their true character. A Mexican newspaper published some intriguing photos in September 1967. The images were reputed to be of enormous footprints that had been left by a winged giant that was encountered by a night watchman off Route 57 near San Luis Potosi. The witness's name was Jose Patron, and he had been awoken at around 1 a.m. on August 30th when he heard a disturbance at the construction site that he was responsible for overseeing. Jose was accustomed to dealing with marauding predators, petty thieves, and unruly vandals, but nothing in his years of experience had prepared him for what he was about to face. When Jose exited his diminutive tin guard shack in order to investigate a loud ruckus, he claimed that he was confronted by a large creature with wings the size of a small airplane. The towering figure was striding fast in his direction, which understandably was causing Jose a great degree of distress. What should he do? Confront something that was beyond his comprehension, or flee for safety? Jose wisely chose discretion over valor and scrambled to the safety of his tiny shelter, bolting the door behind him and hiding in a corner until the following morning. Much to his relief, he was sure that he had heard the sound of great beating wings, as if whatever it was that he had seen had departed the area. The following morning, Chief Engineer Enrique Rueda arrived on site and found poor Jose in a sorry state. At first, Rueda was skeptical about the watchman's story until he discovered a set of large three-toed tracks adjacent to a barricade fence. The impressions were more than 12 inches wide and sunken half a foot deep into the earth. By Rueda's calculations, whatever had made them must have weighed several hundred pounds. The winged monster evidently returned to the construction site that very same night, and this time it had a companion. Jose observed both entities from a distance, careful not to alert them of his presence. When the enormous creatures took off, the force of their launch caused the ground to quake, and the hefty branch of a tall mesquite tree was snapped off at its base. A dozen guards who were assigned to patrol the location the following evening must have served as a deterrent, because there was not a third appearance there. Though some American tourists staying at the nearby Cactus Hotel claim they saw 3 huge animals flying overhead on the evening of September 1st.